Hello everyone, my name is Brennan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. And welcome to Page Turners They Were Not, my Star Wars podcast. Today, we're going to continue cataloging the planets of the Star Wars films with the planet Vandor, which first appeared in Solo, a Star Wars Story. This is a snowy planet wherein Tobias Beckett and Han Solo and Val and Rio Durant and Chewbacca attempted to rob an Imperial transport train of coaxium, which is a hyperspace fuel. So, Vandor is a cold world full of snowy mountains and just very cold place. I'll tell you right off the bat, I would not want to live there because I hate the cold. But let's talk a little bit about the events that occurred on Vandor. So after Han Solo and Chewbacca joined Beckett's team on Minbad, they set off to rob an Imperial transport train of coaxium on Vandor. This, of course, went badly. Infamous cloud riders showed up trying to steal the coaxium, which is odd, stealing it from the thieves. So it ended up becoming a fight between Beckett's crew and Enfys Nest and her crew for possession of the coaxium. Rio Durant, the four-armed Ardenian, was killed by Enfys Nest's marauders. And Val died when she decided she needed to blow up the train rails so that they could steal the coaxium. So it did not go well, as in the ensuing tug of war between the Cloud Riders and Han Solo for control of the train car with the coaxium, it was dropped and exploded. In fact, Beckett didn't want Han to do that, but Han did because he knew it was more important to save Beckett's life than get the coaxium. Now, Han Solo thought this was just going to be a one-time thing, where he would help Beckett's team use his share of the money, get a ship, and go back to get Kira on Corellia. But Han changed his mind when he knew that Beckett was going to be returning to Dryden Voss empty-handed. Dryden would, of course, be furious. Beckett tried to persuade Han that Han didn't need to come with him, that Han didn't owe Dryden Voss anything, and that Beckett would go there and chance the consequences. But Han decided he was going to go with him, and Chewie decided to as well. So the three of them, Beckett, Han, and Chewbacca, went to Dryden Voss's space yacht, where Han was reunited with Kira, who had somehow, we're not exactly sure how, gotten off of Corellia. In fact, Han asks her, "How did you get out?" And she says, "I didn't." And kind of leaves it at that. So this leaves a bit of mystery. But like I said before, I think mystery is good for Star Wars. Then, of course, Kira was working as Dryden Voss's lieutenant. And then, of course, Han, Chewie, and Beckett confronted Voss, in which Dryden chewed out Beckett quite severely for failing to get the coaxium and for failing to deal with Enfys Nest. Of course, we later learned that Enfys Nest was not a villain, but in fact trying to build up a rebellion against the Empire. So, Voss wants the coaxium, but Beckett, Han, and Chewie need to come up with a better place to get it. Han suggests Kessel. Now, Kessel, of course, we've heard of all the way back to the original film. Back in Star Wars, when C-3PO said, "Will be sent to the spice mines of Kessel." Voss mentions that he, as the leader of Crimson Dawn, or let me rephrase that, he's not the leader of Crimson Dawn, but as one of the leaders of Crimson Dawn. Crimson Dawn maintains a kind of an alliance with the Pikes, who own Kessel, but decides that Han's plan will work because the Pikes don't know that Beckett and Han and Chewie are working for Crimson Dawn. They agree to get the coaxium and then make a very quick run to the planet Savareen to have it refined, because they will be collecting unrefined coaxium, which is extremely dangerous. Dryden sends Kira to make sure the operation goes as planned. So our four characters decide they need a ship. And they need an extremely fast ship. Kira happens to know Lando Calrissian, the owner of the Millennium Falcon, which is claimed to be the fastest ship there is. Our four characters go to Fort Ipso, where Lando is having a sabacc tournament. Han joins the game and loses. But Kira and Beckett and the others are able to convince Lando to help them in their trip to go and get the coaxium on Kessel. Lando's ship, the Millennium Falcon, has been impounded by the Empire. Lando, of course, claims that he doesn't know anything about it. But I never entirely believed him when he said that. So they leave. They get the ship out of the impound, and they leave for Kessel. They do not realize, however, that Enfys Nest and her Lieutenant Weasel have planted a tracking device on the Millennium Falcon. So these are the events that occur on Vandor. I find it very interesting that conveniently Vandor happens to be where they do the train robbery, where they meet Dryden Voss, and where they meet Lando. A little convenient, but hey, whatever. As I said, I would not want to live on Vandor. We also do not know what kind of crazy life forms live on Vandor. We see some sheep-like animals, which look harmless, and we see that for Ipso, the lodge, which is the name of the place where the sabacc tournament is happening, seems to have what looks like a mammoth skull on it, or whatever Star Wars equivalent of a mammoth is. So, and it's also built out of bone, so it's like some large creatures live. on Vandor, which I don't know if they're carnivorous or herbivorous, if that's indeed a word. But I don't think I'd want to run into them. So for the sake of the climate, for the sake of the animals, and for the sake of the Empire's presence, I would not wish to live on Vandor. Vandor is interesting because a lot of important things happen there. And chronologically, it's great because it's our introduction to Lando Calrissian and the Millennium Falcon. We also meet L3, who's a great addition to Star Wars, I think. So those are my thoughts on the Planet Vandor. Let me know what you think. I think it fits great in Star Wars, and I was very glad for its inclusion. And those are my thoughts on this world from Solo, a Star Wars Story. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Brendan Marr. That noise you're hearing is my ventilator. May the Force be with you.